So, hello everyone. I just welcome you all into your biology class. And today, in this video, we are going to study about the interphase. Now, talking about the cell division, a cell division is a particular process by which a cell divide from one cell to two cells, or that can be a multiple cell division. Okay. That can be a cytokinetic cell division, or that can be a karyokinetic cell division, which can finally lead to the formation of more than two cells. That normally happens in yeast, and that condition is known as pseudo multicellularity, which means the cell division does not happen in the yeast, but a long chain like structure forms, which can lead to the structure looking like a multicellular organism. So for this interphase or of the cell cycle, see the term mitosis was coined by the Alexander Fleming in 1882, and the meiosis, which is a double cell division, which means the cell divides two times, जो दो बार divide होता है. That was first of all seen by Sutton and co-workers from 1888 to 1900. This was extensively studied from this time to 1900. Okay, and the term meiosis was coined by the Farmer and the Moore. Sorry. So these two terms, mitosis and meiosis, these were coined by the Fleming and Farmer Moore in 1882 and 1905. Taking the basic difference between these two terms, let's see the difference between mitosis and meiosis on a surface level. So the difference between the mitosis and the meiosis is, first of all, mitosis and meiosis, the basic difference is this cell division completes in one cycle. Okay, and the meiosis always completes in two cycles. Clear? Mitosis does not have any reduction, which means there is no decrease in amount of DNA or in the number of chromosome, but the meiosis have a direct 1/2 decrease in the chromosome number and amount of DNA in first cycle, and the number of chromosome does not change for second cycle, but the amount of DNA further reduced to 1/2. So for first cycle, that is M1, the chromosome number is reduced to 1/2, and DNA is also reduced to 1/2. Then for M2, the chromosome number remains same. There is no change in the chromosome number, and the DNA is again reduced to half. So there is 1/4 decrease in amount of DNA during complete meiosis, and there is only 1/2 decrease in number of chromosome in complete meiosis. So this is the normal basic difference. Mitosis is responsible for increasing the number of cell which are of same morphology, and that is very much responsible for maintaining a body, maintaining the life cycle, maintaining the organism on the in the count of diversity. Then we have the meiosis. And this meiosis is particularly responsible, the basic division behind the sexual reproduction, which is very much responsible for giving variation and then finally leading to the evolution. So for now we are just not studying the mitosis and meiosis in detail, but we will start first of all the interphase. This interphase, if any cell having 24 hours life cycle, which means that if the G1 phase is starting, then the next division will complete after 24 hours. And in these 24 hours, 90% to 95% of total time that is taken by the interphase. And the time taken by the divisible phase, which is mitosis or meiosis, is only 5 to 10%, depending upon what type of a cell is there. The cell, if is a frequently dividing cell, it will be having a slightly longer period for the cell division instead of the interphase. And if there is a non-frequently dividing cell, then it will have a longer interphase when compared to the division phase. Okay, so in this 24-hour cycle, 22 to 22.5 hours are for interphase only. And for M phase, it is 1.5 to 1.45 hours. Okay, so this was the time period. Now let's see about the interphase. So what is happening in the interphase is, there are three sub phases of interphase. There is G1 phase, which is about 8.15 to 8.30 hours. Now 30 is for and 15 is for minutes. The second phase, which is intermediate phase, S phase, have about 8 hours, and the G2 phase, which have about 6.30 to 6.48 hours. Rest of, if we add these, rest of the time will be taken by the M phase. Okay, the rest of the time will be taken by the M phase. So smallest phase is M phase. Why the smallest phase is M phase? Because during that cell division, most of the cell organelles are dissolved, most of the lysosomes are dissolved, no enzyme is present, no antibodies are present, and that cell particularly is very much vulnerable to the attackers. Okay, not talking about our cells, I am talking about the bacteria. If I talk about our cells, that is human body cells, they are also very much prone to the pathogens that are present in the body, and that cell can be infected very easily. Okay, and if the cell is arrested anywhere between the M phase, then cell have no recovery point, that cell must be dead. Okay, there is no normal coming back to normal. So talking about the G1 phase, which is the longest phase present, and this G1 phase is, so talking about G1 phase, longest. Now this G1 phase is also known as growth 1. This is known as growth 1, and this growth 1 phase is determined by CDK. These CDK are cyclin dependent kinase. Cyclin dependent kinases. Now these are the proteins and these are the enzymes which are responsible for a cell to make sure that it have completed all of the processes that are to be taken place in that particular phase. इसका मतलब ये है कि जो भी जीवन फेज में एक सेल का फेट है, दैट वो क्या प्रोड्यूस करेगा, वो कितना अमाउंट में प्रोड्यूस करेगा, उसे कौन कौन सी चीजें स्टोर करने के लिए चाहिए, उसके पास कौन कौन से प्रोटीन्स होने चाहिए, कौन कौन से उसके पास सेल ऑर्गेनेल्स होनी चाहिए और सेल ऑर्गेनेल्स का नंबर कितना होना चाहिए, सब चीजें डिटरमाइन करता है सीडीके. ओके, एंड द G1 phase, which is longest phase, also known as growth 1 phase. Now this phase is the most extensive phase in which what is happening, ATP production and production and storage. Now the ATP, which is energy currency, and that is very much responsible for everything in the body, that is right from the DNA formation to the mitochondrial protein production, the protein production that is happening inside the cytoplasm on the endoplasmic reticulum, for better functioning of protein movement, for production and doubling of mitochondria and plastids, also the centrioles, the proteins that are being formed for getting ready for the cell division. Now a G2 phase, when the G2 phase, the third phase comes, then there is almost negligible production of ATP. Why? Because that is the consumption phase, and everything a cell need will be produced in this G1 phase only. So let's see what are the things that are being produced in G1 phase, and then we will move on to the S phase. The things that are being produced in this G1 phase are, first of all, talking from the center, nucleus, slight increase in size, there is a slight increase. Now whatever the nucleus is, whatever the size of nucleus that is formed after the cell division, there is literally no change in the cell nucleus, okay, in terms of size. Second we have is cytoplasm. Cytoplasm will continuously increase, increasing the size of the cell. This is for increase. Third we have is production of RNA, protein, production of endoplasmic reticulum, production of Golgi apparatus, production of lysosome, mitochondria, plastids, these things takes place. Now based upon the DNA, which is the genetic material, the nuclear membrane, first of all, the nuclear membrane, which is responsible for production of endoplasmic reticulum, the nuclear membrane will grow. That nuclear membrane will fold, and that folding, suppose this is the nuclear membrane and this is the nuclear pore. So the membrane around this nuclear pore will go like this. And this is known as endoplasmic reticulum. This endoplasmic reticulum, when the nuclear membrane completes an enormous amount of endoplasmic reticulum, this endoplasmic reticulum will release some vacuoles and that vacuole will be responsible for formation of Golgi apparatus. Okay, this vacuole will go here and attaches to the cistern that is present. So this cistern will grow, this will produce a vacuole that will move upwards, this will produce a that will move upwards. So the Golgi apparatus is continuously being formed and continuously being ruptured. Then the last one, which is present on the trans phase. The forming phase is cis phase and the degradation phase is trans phase, which is maturing phase. This will again produce a vacuole, and that vacuole will finally be responsible for making lysosome. Clear with this? So we have done the formation of endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus and lysosome. Then we have the mitochondria. Now all of you know that mitochondria have its own DNA, their own ribosomes, and that DNA is just present in the matrix. So there is no extra efforts done by the cell to make the mitochondria divide. Okay. Now depending upon the number, the human cell have 1000 to 2000 mitochondria in a single cell, making 1.5 part of mitochondria only. The by volume, okay, by volume. Now 1.5, that is 20%. The 20% volume of human liver cell is occupied by the mitochondria only, because the cells are larger in size and they extensively work from not only the digestion part, but they detoxify the body. They just make some proteins, they store the glycogen, they release the glycogen, they release different type of vitamins, they release also calcium for the movement, they release vitamin K, they also store vitamin E, vitamin A, D and K also. So detoxification of different drugs that are present in your body. If someone is taking alcohol, that alcohol will also be detoxified in the liver. So there is a large amount of mitochondria which is present, and then in case of plants, the plastid are present. Now plastid also having the ribosomes and the DNA. So these two are semi-autonomous bodies. These semi-autonomous bodies are responsible for their own division. Then RNA. Why RNA is being produced? Now talking about the DNA, which is genetic material, and talking about the protein which carry out all of the functions in the body, characters and everything, RNA is the intermediate molecule. Okay, the RNA is intermediate molecule, and that intermediate molecule must be formed. Then we have the histone production, the proteins that are known as histone proteins responsible for holding the DNA. These histones are present in the nucleosome, which is present in the center, nucleolus, which is the central portion of nucleus itself, and the DNA is present upon this histone like this. Okay, the central one is histone and the DNA is present like this. Now this is the DNA, the central is histone, and this histone will hold the DNA. Now every single cell of your body having a 2.2 meters of DNA, that how that DNA will be carried? That DNA is carried in this type of structures. When the central histone protein have the DNA coiled around it and the DNA is maintained, that the structure is known as nucleosome. So that was all about the growth phase 1. We have talked about the time, we have talked about different type of functions that are taking place, And apart from this, we also have a stage that is G-note phase. So I'm gonna cover all of these topics in different videos. Reason, talking about every single phase and all of the phase in same video, as the video will be very much bigger. So thank you so much for today. Make sure to like, share and subscribe the video. And tomorrow or in the next video we are gonna study about the G-note phase, which is also known as quiescent stage. This is very much important stage, very much important for eukaryotic bodies, for example we humans. And then we also talk about the S phase, which is synthesis phase. So wait for it. Make sure to subscribe the button, to press the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so that you can get notification as soon as I upload a video. Thank you so much everyone.